Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Geektastic Cypher here on Free X Agents Media. It's been a while. We had a week off last week, and hopefully you kids didn't miss us too much. And we're back, baby. We're back. I'm recovering well from the vid.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Your first round or second round?
First time ever.
Oh, you
never had it before. Well, I mean, I wasn't going anywhere, so I was just living a basic life at home, you know, going to movies every once in a while, wearing my masking up every time I went out. And then I went out, I guess that the week of before the 6th, I went out 3 times that week. So I have no clue where I caught it from. But such is life, man, in the world.
What place looked the dirtiest?
I mean, again, I don't think it's a factor of like how dirty a place was.
That might have been the cleanest place,
right? Yeah, I think when it comes down to
it, couldn't survive in the dirtiest place.
I was about to say,
when it comes to COVID, I think that has more to do with just like you just got unlucky. I just got wherever I was in that moment in that space. I just got unlucky because there's one space where obviously my immune system wasn't strong enough to fight off whatever low viral count or high viral count someone might have had who had been out in public or running around these streets. I would hope that they would have had a low viral count because they were possibly sick and had done the same thing I did, which was quarantining themselves. Managed to avoid my partner getting sick the entire time.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a real one.
Yeah, man. I stayed in the guest room and in this office and used one of the 2 bathrooms we have. And that was
tough.
Yeah. It was really boring. There was times where I was just, especially because
really boring.
You got all those toys behind you. Play with them.
You know?
I got Lego. I legit built the little armor that they have, the Wolverine armor one that came out recently.
Okay.
And the Black Panther armor one that came out recently. I got those, and I got the Optimus. I'm gonna wait to build the Optimus because I have that Wolverine exactly. For those of you who are listening,
wow, those blades are long.
I know they're so over exaggerated.
Yeah, the blades are a little ridiculous. I remember when I was putting the blades on, I was just like, these look like the helicopter blades for like a Lego set, like that they just redid to fit as blades.
Ironically, I have a small helicopter near me. Hold on.
I don't blame
blades are the same size.
I don't blame them to use those kind of blades that long because I mean every time you see drawings of Wolverine, the blades are always crazy long. True. And he's a tiny man.
Yeah.
I can confirm that this helicopter blade is the exact length of his blade.
Yeah. That's the helicopter blade from the Riddler set. The Batman. Yes. Okay.
That was very good. I feel like grabbing other Legos and seeing how good Brian could do trivia with like showing little pieces.
Just little pieces. But yeah, so you know, I got those 2 sets. I watched Black Panther while building the Black Panther one. I mean, obviously I built it within like 10 minutes because it's not there's no pieces to those sets. I love it. Yeah. It was fun to build. My one complaint though, for anyone who's building them, if you've built, because I have the Miles Morales one, I have the Thor one, I have Captain America, I have a whole bunch of the other ones. And then I got this one, and the way they did the hips, they cheated the hips this time. Instead of making a turning piece for the hip,
a swivel hip,
a swivel hip, thank you. They did this off-tilted hip so that one leg is a plate in front of the other. So the hip is not on the same plate. It's like one, what pip I think they're supposed to be called. It's one pip higher, and that bothers me as a like Lego purist. I was just like, Lego, you could have done better. You could have given us a piece that was double side, anything that, and
keep
then
it out.
Cheap, yo, dude.
Or maybe can you just like buy that piece and then just kind of put it there, but it'll just be an off color like yellow or something super garish.
You know what? That's a good point. There has been a time in the past where I needed literally just one plate, one piece, a 2x4 flat, dark, a specific blue, because my partner has a Doctor Who set from the ideas from a couple years ago. And when you get it, for some reason at the top, the plate is a 4x2 with the regular pips instead of a flat one. And she was just like, this would be so much nicer if it just had the flat, because it's flat on either side.
Right.
It would just look cleaner. There's no reason to have put this one.
Right.
And Lego lets you order one piece. You have to obviously have another order in place, and it takes forever for them to send the one piece because
they got to dig through their big pile of pieces.
It's just a
There's
vat.
I know it's here. I
in the
remember
back.
it's here.
There's a
There's
huge
just a
vat.
guy Scrooge McDucking through all the pieces, just swimming through Lego pieces.
Come on,
thinking,
you used to do that back in the day. Like you're like,
so funny.
your mom's like, you can't have all these boxes. Here, I bought you a bin. Put all the Lego pieces in there and save the booklets and put them aside. Fine. And then you're like, okay, I need to build something. All right. Then you get your blanket and then you dump that on the floor and then you just dump the whole box onto that and then you're just digging for pieces.
I used to have the great Lego versus Transformer Wars. That was my that was always my thing. I'd have my Legos and my Transformers and Optimus and his crew and the Legos. So back in the day I had a space set and the kingdom set.
Oh, okay.
With that. So I used to have like this kind of weird hybrid team of space and knights, like space knights fighting Optimus Prime, and I had an Optimus Prime, I had a Bumblebee, I had a bunch of like weird random characters that they came out when I was in elementary school, grade 5 or grade 6, or no, a little younger, because I was like 8 or 9 when I was doing that, and then I just started collecting them after for a bit. But
and that movie was called Transformers and the Last Knight.
Oh no! I foretold. Oh god! They have another one, right? The Beast one that they're working on right now.
Yeah. Yep.
A Beast one.
Yeah.
What do you mean like Beast Wars?
Yeah, so it seems like they're bringing in characters from Beast Wars. So that's the big thing everyone's excited about, and it's continuing with the same people that did the Bumblebee movie. So
good for them. Positive. Yeah, because those guys were the ones that actually made in my opinion, better movie than all the ones that had come out prior.
I honestly got
the Bumblebee was the best one.
I got through the original 3 and I couldn't keep going. I wanted to. There was every time I'd come out, I'd be like, oh, that looks interesting, a bit kind of. Nah.
You don't need to.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
you're good.
Like
if you just want mindless silliness, just go ahead. But like,
because there's 3. No, there's 3 after, right? They made the Bumblebee and then there's 2 other Transformer. I know because I know there's a Mark Wahlberg one.
Are there 5
Mark
movies?
Wahlberg is in 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's in the last 2.
Is he in Bumblebee?
No.
Okay, so those are the 3.
That's the reboot.
Yeah. So Bumblebee I didn't see, and I didn't see any Wahlberg. I saw the original one, Shia LaBeouf with what's her name, then Shia LaBeouf without what's her name.
Yeah, because
Megan Fox. Yeah, that's what's her name.
So
it's the first 2 with Megan Fox.
Yeah.
So it's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen,
horrible.
Transformers Dark of the Moon, Transformers Age of Extinction, Transformers Last Night,
not good,
and then Bumblebee, and then Transformers Rise of the Beasts,
which is the latest one.
Hopefully it's supposed to be coming out next year. If I remember right, I want to see Age of Extinction here. Is that the one with the? Yes, it is. I want to say.
Well, there's one where they like retcon the history of the Transformers.
But
like
it feels like every movie they do that though.
Yeah, because I have the book. I have the prequel book to the first movie. And I read that book, and it explains how Bumblebee comes to Earth, and then and then by the time you get to that last movie, they completely undo the mythology of that book leading into the first film.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was just like, but yo, I was actually really mad because I'm like, yo, I bought this book for a reason, motherfuckers. As a fan of Transformers, I wanted to know the before story so I could understand the path you're going.
There was a promise and it was broken.
Exactly. Thank you. You are 100% right. There was an agreement made when I bought that book that it was canonical, and I am ticked off that you guys decided, well, those movies suck. So
yeah, where's my $5.50 back or whatever it was?
You're right. It probably was only $5.50 knowing these jackasses.
But question for you guys in regards to, and again, I didn't see Bumblebee, so I don't know if I could speak to it. But like, in regards to how like the first ones were, like, did you like the presentation of how it was done, like even CGI wise? Because I found that although it was nice to finally see Transformers and this and that, I find, first of all, in regards to the transformation, there was a lot of like Lord of the Rings type fighting. It was so close, and sometimes you wouldn't really get to observe, let's say.
Okay.
But I found it so dark. Like I don't know. You can
like dark in tone or dark in like color, like you couldn't see anything.
Kind of like more like I found like, like when you're transformed, like you could clearly see the legs and whatnot because there's clearly different colors between it.
Yeah.
Although you'd be like, well, yeah, there's red there or blue there. You're like, yeah, but like when they transform, they're more. I found they were like too grayish. You know what I mean? You didn't get to see what they were beforehand because you took away so much from what their transformation was prior.
Shout out to Proto Man.
Proto Man is like, you said it 3 times. Hey, how you doing, baby?
Yeah, I think I understand what you mean. I feel like the cinematographer for the first film was probably told, we're gonna try and cheat the transformations by keeping it dark a lot of the time. Because there's a lot of like things happening in the dark, helicopters coming in the dark, a lot of action set in the dark that makes it easier for the metallic kind of muted tones, more realistic colors to take place in a more realistic world, as opposed to when we were kids in the cartoon were really bright colors. Bumblebee's a bright yellow.
It's always they're always in the daytime. I think with special effects, you'll always notice that they'll do everything at night because everything looks a lot better at night. The lighting is a lot easier to do at night. It gets more trickier and tougher when everything's in the day, especially when you're shooting live action stuff and you have the sun kind of moving around and you got to get the lighting good again and everything like that. So
especially Moon Knight. I feel like Moon Knight's one of the best examples. So much of obviously the character fucking name is Moon Knight.
Like
his name.
I get that he's going to be more present at night, but just in the sense that you could really play up all his fights and almost his entire story takes place at night. And we're going to go really hard for all the effects to take place at night. And then all the practical stuff when he's fighting will be in the day. Like when he's on the rooftop and he's fighting those 2 guys, or we're going to cheat it by literally cutting away so you don't even see him fighting people. And then, so.
And then I also find that for the first movie, it makes sense that you want to try to get the scale of the Transformers in the sense of I'm here watching them fighting. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell what the hell's going on because they're just so big and I can't fathom what's going on. So that makes sense. But then I kind of find like, okay, we get that awe and everything. And then when you move on to the other movies, you should kind of be able to see what's going on. It's kind of similar to how like Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan was like, no, I want the fight scenes to be up close because you don't know what the hell's going on because Batman's just beating you up so fast and that's the end of it. But then it's like, okay, we get that. Can we see the fights? Like,
I want to see the fights though.
We get what you're trying to do, but like we ain't fighting.
Like I get it for like the first bit of the movie where you're setting up Batman and no one knows what he is or anything like that. But then afterwards, okay, he's fighting the League of Shadows. Like they know how to fight, so you can kind of pull back the camera. But usually they do that. They creep super close because they know like maybe what's his name?
Bale.
Christian Bale, maybe his fighting isn't that great, and he's doing so. Every time you look at any fighting movie, any movies with fighting in it, if the camera's pulled super close and it's only torso up, it's the actors only doing so much as they can, and they have to cheat it some way.
Did you hear that from Sean? That the guy that does a whole bunch of video games here in Montreal. Sean,
I probably heard it from him, but then I also have like a DVD talking about really good, the best like fight scenes in movies, like from like maybe the 80s to like the 90s about. And one of the guys I think the guy hosting it is the fight coordinator for I think he worked on what was it called? Future Cop? Was the Jean-Claude Van Time Cop? I think he worked on Time Cop. He was one of the guys that tried to kill him, and then he was also one of the dudes in Lethal Weapon 4 who fights who gets killed by Jet Li. So Jet Li's in America and he's hunting down this dude that runs away from him and he gets him and he just kills him, but he's like the fight coordinator for that. So like if you look at what was it called? What was that movie called? Captain America Winter Soldier, when he fights Batroc the Leaper. the camera's pulled all the way back, and you see like GSP doing the flip and everything, and it come back, and so like
I was gonna point out for although I dare not speak this man's name, Zack Snyder's films, Batman versus Superman, when Batman goes into that warehouse and has that fight scene, and most of that is pulled back.
Yeah.
Like him just kind of, and a lot of people say, and even I have to admit, it's one of the best Batman fight scenes in any of the cinematic stuff.
But again, it's because you get I find, although people try and bring you in, it's like, no, I'll feel more immersed if I actually see everything. Like that was one of my, like, for example, in Lord of the Rings, that was like especially the first movie was very, very close the whole time. I was like, in the first time watching, you're like, okay, awesome. But like, as you're watching over, and you're like, you know what? This is kind of shitty. Like, I don't know what's happening.
It's kind of shitty. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what other action movies where I feel like they got cheated.
Oh no, John Wick is really good.
No.
Oh, John Wick's amazing.
John Wick's really
that's
good.
because
Again,
it's
when you're seeing the actor's face and they pull it back, and like that man like really went all in on those movies.
He goes all the way in. Who's that kid that plays Beast Boy on Titans?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Ryan something, because I know that kid's another one who likes to work at like really developing the choreography for fight scenes. Because he used to be on a show called Super Ninjas way back on Nickelodeon with George Takei playing the grandfather and the villain, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, spoiler.
Sorry.
I watched that show.
That show's like 10 years old, but yeah, spoilers, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I think that, and it's funny that I brought that up. It's funny that I was thinking of that again now, because the one of the girls from that show was on the show First Kill, that new Netflix vampire hunter show. But yeah, that Ryan kid, I feel like always, I mean, even his audition for when he wanted to play Robin was just this next level, everything, like you could get fully detailed. And I almost feel like he would have been the perfect Robin to, again, and thankfully the DCU is dying, but Ben Affleck's Batman, because of the way he did those fights, and they were able to show the choreography, the whole shot of it, because he's so good at what he does. He was able to sell the whole fight. And I feel like him and Affleck working together, or Affleck's body double, whoever the hell it would have been under the cowl, would have done a good job together.
Oh, I got a good show for bad fights, I guess. Iron Fist.
Bum bum bum.
Because give the guy a chance, guys.
Didn't
everyone stop. Wait, hold on. No one listen to Brian. If there's anyone out there who thinks that they should give Iron Fist,
Finn.
No.
It's okay.
Because I was gonna say, didn't the fight coordinator for Shang-Chi, he was also the fight coordinator for all those shows, I think. And he said the guy that played Iron Fist did not want to put the work in for the fights at all.
Like, did he say that?
I think that came up. I could be completely wrong, but I did read that somewhere or heard that somewhere where it's like, that guy didn't want to put the work in at all.
I do know that in season 2, the whole big pitch was, we really worked on the fight choreography this time. And I remember when I heard that thinking, gats, guys. I know I don't usually think this way, but you know when like your partner asks you, do I look good in this? And you're just like, oh yeah, you look great in that. It's just like, what, did I not look good in this before?
why you want to start a fight?
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like when they were talking about Iron Fist season 2. It's just like, guys, the fights are really good this season. And my thought was, were the fights, did you guys not put the effort in season 1? Because obviously it wasn't that good. I wanted to start. I wanted to be the partner starting the fight, being like, you needed to work harder. This isn't about me. It's about you.
Have you tried a little harder?
Yeah. Did you put a little effort into it? Because season 1, man. Oh God. Meanwhile, you had Daredevil. That's the other thing that really sucked about the Netflix series. When you saw the Luke Cage fights, when you saw the Jessica Jones fights, when you saw the Daredevil fights, especially Daredevil, even Punisher, when you saw those fights, and then you watch Iron Fist season 1, you're like, yo, dude, what was this? Why is this one so much lower in quality in these fights? And then, it makes sense what you're saying, that one dude was like, oh, I don't want to, I'm an actor, not a fighter. It's just like, well, jackass, then why'd you decide to audition for Danny Rand? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
And I'm assuming that he doesn't even wear the mask that Iron Fist wears at all. So So you can't even hide him. You can't even hide him with another body. I mean, at least the Arrowverse did that.
I know.
At least the Arrowverse did that.
I know.
Yeah, but even at that, what's his name was relatively committed. It's maybe the rest of the cast not, but the guy who played Arrow, he's a pretty active guy, I guess.
Yeah,
like, he did the work. But although like there was, I find that show actually as like the sight scenes got horrible in that show because over time you had too many fighters that you're like you can't get a cast on CW that all know how to fight. Because you're talking about like 5-10 people. Like outside of
what are you trying to say about Canada, jackass? That's filmed up here.
I don't care. It's the actors. They're not all Canadian.
I think probably the only I think Michael Jai White was in there. He was like Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger
He was Bronze.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, but
Bronze Tiger. Yeah, but I mean he does that, you know. So
what was it? What was the Diggle or whatever? That guy, like, don't get me wrong,
his best
probably
friend.
one of the better actors on the show to a certain degree, and I liked him for his little part in Dexter, but he was not. He was stiff. Let's call him stiff in his fights. He'd be like he's doing the robot in his fights. It was very
okay. So we bring up a good point because we're kind of pussyfooting around it, but let's get to the meat of it. You have a TV show. It sounds like we're saying you can either have a really good actor, really good fight choreography, and really good cinematography. You can only have 2 out of the 3. Because if you have the good actor and he's a good fighter, your cinematography kind of just goes out the window. You don't really need to do much with the cinematography. Just put a camera there and let them go. If you have a good actor and a good cinematographer, hopefully they can cheat the shots and give you decent looking fights. If you have good fights and good cinematography, your actor is probably not going to be good.
He or she could, or they could be a bit more shit. Like because you can make up for things. Because that's all it is. You're between all of them. You're just saying, if I'm good at these two, well then whatever, you know. But that's the average person, to be honest.
Well, I know back in the day, a friend of mine told me that the Highlander TV show was really good in the sense of when you first watch it.
The one with the girl?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
the TV show that lasted like what 5 seasons? Or
that did have good
Highlander Raven.
Yeah, Raven. That's it.
That's when we just got showcased.
Yeah.
True.
So apparently the actor, the main guy that was playing McLeod,
Clinton McLeod.
Yeah. So when
he had his
started,
own show though. There's 2. That's the first.
I'm talking about the longer one with the guy, not with Raven.
Oh, sorry. Okay, the original show. Okay, gotcha.
The original show. So when that show started, that guy was not great at sword fighting, but because it was back in the day, and they would give things time.
Yeah.
As the show went on, he got better and better, and better, and really good at sword fighting. Yeah. And they just like, okay, you're more competent. Okay, do more, keep going, do more.
But the funny thing in that is, if you watch the earlier seasons, if I'm not mistaken, it's very, in the 90s there was that slow movement stuff they do, and they kind of like do a slow movement but not fully show you the scene type thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that to make up for the fact that he wasn't a good fighter. And as the seasons went on, like they put it to like a bit more normal time and whatnot. And then it all of a sudden was like, okay, we can just film you now.
So maybe I got the cinematography thing wrong then, because the cinematography got better as he got better as a fighter. That's what you're saying?
No, I'm saying as he got better as a fighter, they didn't have to play cinematography tricks to make it look like he was a good fighter, because like it is a perfect example of, as he got better, the camera went further and further back.
Yeah. And when I said the cinematography doesn't have to be good, I mean in the sense that you don't have to do as much. I shouldn't say good's probably not the best word. You don't have to work as hard as a cinematographer to try and make it look good when these guys can sell it easily.
I know, if I remember right, with when Jet Li started doing movies in America, and I think what's his name, Wesley Snipes, when he was doing Demolition Man, Wesley Snipes had to fight slower because the camera couldn't pick him up. Same with Jet Li, he had to fight slower because the cameras couldn't pick up, and he's like, oh my goodness, we already figured this out, this is ridiculous.
Bruce Lee used to move so fast that they were just like, we didn't catch that, dude. Like, can you do that at a quarter of the speed you did it at, and we'll speed it up.
Then he's like, are you sure? While he's like playing ping pong with his nunchuck against like the wall. Are you sure?
I love that video so much, and I
It's
wish
so
it was
cool.
real. I wish it
Yeah.
was real.
Yeah.
Mind you, I feel like Bruce Lee is one of those people that if he was around and someone made a video like that, like let's say Bruce Lee existed now and someone made that video, Bruce Lee would have been like, oh, I can actually do that, and would just practice
Yeah.
till he was good
Yeah.
enough to do it. Because he had the discipline, man. When he needed to, he would do it, you know?
In this day and age, someone would call him a fake, and then he'd be like, no, the video's a fake, but it's true. And then they'd be like, no, it's not. And then he'd like pick up and then like do it in front of someone and be like, there. Like, and then like throw his nunchucks on the ground all angry and walk away.
But that's basically Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll just keep. He's like, the difference between doing movies in America and doing movies in Hong Kong is I get infinite amount of film to film on, and in the States, like it's this is the amount of film you're getting, and that's it. If you don't get it, then we're moving on. And it's like,
I'm happy but I mean that's not the same anymore because now it's digital, right? So they probably don't.
Yeah. I think you could probably I'm not sure how it works on sets, but I've heard stories that sometimes like old school filmmakers, they just don't understand the difference between film
I'm sure.
and digital, and they just think like, no, we don't have enough space or we don't have enough film, and it's like, don't tell them it's digital because we're all gonna get shit canned. Don't tell them.
It's probably now they think of it as it's probably the battery now more than the SD cards.
Yeah,
like
whatever card
more than the film,
or whatever hard drive they're using or whatever.
Yeah. Because they're probably just like, like the youngins on set are like, we're running out of film, and then they're like, the battery's just flashing low, and it's like, okay, one more take. It's like, oh, old timer, Scorsese. No offense to Scorsese, but.
They want like a half-hour break. Yeah, we have to get more reels.
Yeah. Scorsese's just sitting there like, okay, I guess I want to get the reels. It's like, oh boy.
No, I think Scorsese's a little more savvy than that. He's like, okay, we got to preserve this because this degrades. We got to, I'm going to switch to digital. Try this stuff, that stuff.
I just like making fun of him because he was shitting on superhero movies.
Good.
But I get
not good that he was shitting on it, but good making fun of him. Good.
Yeah.
I get.
How long
what
did it take you to get an Oscar?
Yo, he was nominated. Wait, was he always nominated?
He was nominated so many times and lost so many times.
Yeah, but that's. I mean,
better movies came out the same year. Not his fault.
Not even.
But that's the point.
That's not true though, Skinny.
Exactly. The Oscars
that's
is
not
all
true.
about
Shawshank Redemption did not get any Oscars. But what movie are we still watching right now? Shawshank Redemption. Do you remember what won that year? No.
That's the thing with the Oscars. We all know that the Oscars is a game where whatever the first Oscar they were supposed to give to someone that they didn't, every Oscar award ceremony is paying for that one mistake that year. Whoever paid off that first person to give the award to person X over here, we are still to this day, 2022, 2021, whatever, making up for that mistake, paying it forward, because Denzel can't win for that year because
was it for Hurricane, but they gave it to him for
Training Day.
But
we didn't give it to him for Malcolm X, but we're gonna give it to him for, we didn't give it to him for Glory. There's so many movies that he
won for Glory. He was
Man on Fire. Didn't he get one for that?
No.
Okay, so that's it. Glory's the one he won for.
He was
he also
supporting.
Was supposed to win for something else and didn't win.
He was supporting for Glory. That's the one he won for, if I remember right.
But that's the problem. It's always Halle, all of them. It's all just playing games and paying it forward. And it's not just black actors. Funny enough, when it comes to the Oscars, it's everybody.
Well, usually what happens, it's like, oh man, we never gave this guy an Oscar, and this might be his last year on Earth. Give him the Oscar.
Right. And like, no offense to Will, but like based on the year that he was nominated, was Will the best actor with King Richard?
No, I haven't seen the movie, but
I don't.
I've seen clips of him in that performance. I think he does a good job, but I don't know that he was the best actor that year.
So people go to this show to get cheated every year, and niggas are mad about a slap?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Well, I mean, there's other terrible things you could talk about with the Oscars.
But sometimes they're also a send off to like get the hell out of here.
Leave Hollywood now.
Helen Hunt. I'll just say that.
True.
What was the
Helen Hunt's a good actress though.
She is, but the second she got her Oscar, when was the last time you heard of her? Even Halle Berry had that for
Helen
a while.
Hunt. Yeah.
True.
Well, Helen Hunt plays the mom on what's that movie with that David Diggs did where he gets out of prison and He's a delivery guy.
Cushy ass B movie, so I don't really have to work. Is that what it's called?
It's actually a really good movie, but I can't remember the name right now. But they turned that into a show, and Helen Hunt plays the in-law for the sister on that show.
Is it called My Son's in Harvard and I Need to Pay for this tuition?
Blind spotting. Blind spotting.
Oh, okay.
My Son's in Harvard. Yeah, Helen Hunt plays the mom figure on Blind Spotting. She's like a West Coast liberal hippie who like did drugs in the 60s, burned bras, and then now it's 2020 and she's dealing with the fact that her son is in prison and her grandchild is biracial, and like it's really interesting. She's not the star, but she's one of the leads, and it's well done. It's an interesting show.
You ever see that? Like, the actresses that just like gracefully fade. You might pop up here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Their kids didn't know they were rich when they were coming up, and they're humble children. If you see like Man's out here, who's Paul Reiser, who I just saw in Married, which was like 2 seasons, like came out, they probably canceled out maybe like 2015. But if you see like people that were in Mad About You and then they continue on, you love acting. Your kids know you're rich and they're pumping you dry.
Well, Paul Reiser is in the latest season. Funny enough that you mentioned him. He's in the latest season of Stranger Things. He was in the last season of Stranger Things too, and also he's gonna be in the new season of The Boys. They just announced it today. That's
Paul Reiser don't need to be doing that shit.
I know he was an alien. Like he really doesn't need to be doing this shit.
Actually, I'll go Wendell. Speaking of which, homeboy who plays every evil black character that ever was since Breaking Bad, in The Boys, he's in
Giancarlo.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, how many kids you got, John? Like I know you love acting, but
I think he actually loves acting though.
I think he actually likes it, and I think would you, if you were his kid, would you mess with him?
Nah.
Would you try to test
him? Man's fucked up a Mandalorian.
I need $1 million.
Yeah.
He beat up Walter White, a Mandalorian, Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. I'm not playing with Homelander. I'm not playing with him. No.
I love that dude, man. Giancarlo's so funny.
It's like, Homelander, you're not even the most expensive part of this whole operation. Sit your ass down.
Listen, the amount of times that I feel like, he's just gonna pop your head now.
Oh, I know.
Walks out the room. I'm almost like, you're shitting yourself. I know you're
but
yourself.
with that said, do we want to go into it? Do we want to just jump into The Boys first? Because we're already talking about it.
I'm down.
Just before we jump into The Boys, I was gonna say, wasn't Hank Azaria on Mad About You?
Yes.
And he's just doing mad voice acting.
Yeah. He was already. I feel like chilling. He wanted his face to be seen. He was just like, I need someone to know what I look like.
Well, he was in Birdcage. He was in Birdcage. He was there like there.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's been in stuff. It's not like he hasn't.
Right.
He's just low key, like character actor. Yeah. Putting the grind out there.
I feel like he wanted a little more recognition. Yeah. The Boys season. What season are we on? 3.
3. Oh, I thought it was 4. Sorry.
The Boys season 3. Yeah, they got re-signed officially for season 4 and 5, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
They need to end this soon, though.
Why?
Come on. The way it's building, I won't, but it's building up to like, you can't do 2 more seasons of this madness.
Okay, I do see what you're saying. It
depends how long they stretch out if Homelander exists.
That's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody going to sit there
can't
for
continue with
2
this guy.
seasons.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Homelander season 3 has started. We finally get some V on the weakling side, as I call them, because these boys out here with no powers trying to take on people like Homelander. But Butcher and his crew finally got some V in their systems. They got
stupid. They're getting real
temporary
stupid.
V.
Temporary V. Sorry. Temporary V. But yeah, they finally got some temporary V. They finally, him and Huey. Huey liked the taste of power a little too much.
Yeah, that was
Butcher, I like what Butcher said. He's just like, this isn't like, I'm not enjoying this. This is punishment. I'm destroying myself so that we can try and stop these guys. I think he likes the power a little bit too, but at the same time, I get what he was saying.
He didn't need to laser off a human's head. The guy has guns.
I mean, he lost control, but yeah,
lost control. Lost control. Close your eyes, B.
I like the.
Okay, everyone's not Cyclops skinny.
Yeah.
Burn right through your eyelids.
The intro for the '90s X-Men, just him like, I can't control this.
Where's this mountaintop where you can just shoot off into the air and no birds are dying?
Same with Rogue. How do I turn these down things? She puts her hands in front. Shut your eyes. Shut your eyes.
Wild eagles falling because Cyclops is out here.
I think my favorite part of Cyclops' power is the fact that no one understands how to display his power. it's not heat based. It's a concussive blast. There's no heat. There's not supposed to be any heat
from
to it.
another blood clot dimension through his eyeballs,
Yeah,
and yet his eyelids stop this dimension.
They mutated to
Yeah. There's that mercury stuff in his eyelids.
No,
yeah, that's what
So
it
his
is.
eyelids and whatever crystal they
Like,
use to
yeah.
stop it.
Exactly.
Ruby
The
quartz.
visor.
Everybody's trying to get Ruby quartz.
Also, shout out to this man never being able to see a 3D movie because he
Ever.
can't see it. He can't get the blue. His whole life.
Oh my
His
god.
whole life.
Whole
Can never
life.
see a 3D
Wow.
image on a page again.
Forget 3D image. Man doesn't know what the color blue looks like. Blue.
Roses are red, violets are blue, everything's red, everything's red.
Jean Grey is just like sitting in a field with him, looking up at the sky. She's just like, "Isn't it a beautiful blue sky today?" He just looks at her like, "Bitch."
Yo,
you know I can't see.
why you think Gene's name is Red? Because that's all he sees.
That's all
I love you, Red. Really Slim. That's what you
Thinks her
got.
hair is brown
Oh,
this
no.
whole time.
Yo, we were talking about watching negative colors. Imagine being Cyclops.
Oh my god.
What? Porn is
Colorblind
messy
and
for
there's
you.
black.
Cyclops.
Porn is messed up. That is wild.
Oh, man.
But shout outs to Butcher for being the example of someone who can't handle the power.
Okay, now I
slicing
know why he
up
doesn't
homeboy.
pilot the Blackbird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Go on. I'm sorry. Straight into the sun.
God.
What's that light? That's the only thing I can
Oh
see.
man, that's terrible.
But to the boys, I like
Yeah.
that they gave the homage when what's it called? Hugh used his power, like when he punched the guy through the chest. That's
Yes, that's in
technically
the
the
comic.
exact pose that he
Yeah.
does when he does kill someone for the first time.
Yes, yeah, I thought that was
That-
great. I
yeah,
saw
I thought
that
it was
and
cool.
I was just like, oh, that's exactly like in the comic book.
Yeah.
That was one of the nice ones. I like when because it's not often that you get references to the comic book at this point. They're kind of just going off. They're just telling a story at this point. They're enjoying themselves. Kripke's doing his own thing. This is their own universe, their own version of the story. Like we've always said on this podcast, if you're going to tell a story, do it better. Don't just, and this is an example. Like The Boys is them doing it different and better. It's a lot of fun to watch. And if you've read the comic book, you're just like, okay, how are you guys going to adapt this storyline and this story arc into it? And they're doing some crazy things. Shout outs to them for literally with the termite story arc at the beginning, doing the whole Ant-Man up Thanos' butt joke. That they were really, they did it, and that was hilarious.
Fucking sneeze.
Yeah, Frenchie gets like, he's trying to get up my ass. Frenchie's like trying to push him away. That was hilarious. The boys are I don't know if you guys read, unfortunately, but fortunately, they are really big on practical effects. So they did build an 11-foot prosthetic penis.
No way.
Yeah. That penis that he walks into in the show is an actual, real, practical penis.
You can tell though, and it kind of made it look better. I don't like to say this. It made it look better. It made it look like the effect look a lot better, more realistic.
Of course.
What do you mean? What you know in my
Nasty.
what are we talking about? You mean
nasty.
a guy putting his
But I
body in
understand.
a penis, skinny?
I understand what
beyond
James saying. The practical effect was definitely way better than had they used a green screen.
Yeah,
but at
pretend
the same
you're
time,
in a penis.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still nasty. Kitty's right. Kitty's right. It's
man,
nasty.
Acting ain't easy. Everyone's like, "Oh man, it's glitter and this and that." No, pretend you're in a penis. I should have done porn instead.
Quick tidbits for the season that I either love or
He's
dislike.
right. This is probably the title of the episode, by the way.
What?
Proto Man just
Practical
wrote it.
penis. Oh hell yeah!
Practical penis.
Practical penis.
That's the
we'll
title.
just have to
Shout out
star out
Proto
that
Man.
E in the P. So tidbits that I love from this season that are okay. A little bit when the penis thing happened, I had to stop. I had to stop, collect myself, revisit it later.
Okay.
No,
I meant you paused it as
but like actually pause. I was like, all right.
That's not what I was trying to do.
This is all wrong.
I had to pause this for a second, just think about what I'm doing in my life. And all right, on like a Friday morning at 6 a.m. with my daughter.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, when you're watching shows like that, first thing in the morning, what is my life?
That ish with Vic DeVeep. Listen, I never want to see a man's jaw bust that close up ever again.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was Come on, what she has to do? Just think about it and look at you like, bro.
Yeah.
Get away from me. Just get away from me. No.
But like, also, why didn't you just blow up his head? Why are you blowing up pieces?
No. She couldn't fully see the top of his head, sir. She can only kind of get it. It's like Nightcrawler, but for
she has to have a line of sight.
A full line of sight.
Yeah. So she's like, I guess it's top of his head. Boop. Oh, got his lower jaw. Nope, not it.
God. I didn't even realize that's what. Now that you say it, makes sense that's how her power works. But that's
I don't know why she lets Homelander intimidate her. Why don't you just?
They're going to join each other.
She's not sure because like Homelander even says it to her. Go ahead, try, but they're not sure it would work. They don't know that she could blow up his skull from the inside. Like
how that fails. Homelander just doesn't.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
If you take the chance to try and blow Homelander's skull up and you don't kill Homelander,
you are getting supersonic.
Happens is dead. You're dead.
You're about to get supersonic, which is now
yeah.
That was it reminds me of what's this? There's a African guy from Italy on TikTok that's like he looks at TikToks where they're like, oh, look at this hack, and he's just like, this. How you do it.
Yeah.
So there's one where some guy is like teaching you how to move a gun if someone's behind you. So he does the exact same thing, but then he's in heaven. Yeah, he's holding the
gun. I love where they're going with. I call them black, Black Noir, but I love where they're going with actually black because then I feel like they're gonna do what's gonna happen what happened in the comics.
Are they though? Because
because they think about it. They were like Black Noir was slated to be as big, if not bigger, than Homelander.
Yes.
Prior to Homelander coming up, so that's Blue Marvel's story. That's a bunch of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. In this universe, I don't know. I don't know that Black Noir is the same as he is in the comic book, as in he's a clone. Or
not a clone.
He has the same powers.
He's a really angry black man.
Yeah, but does he have the same powers? I want to know that he has the same powers. That's the problem.
We'll see. He did blow up a whole building with him standing there and just kind of shrugged.
Yeah. And the fact that they've gone through different iterations of Black Noir seems to be the problem. That's the other thing.
Yeah, because like the Black Noir that we see now is not the one that we see in the
payback, in the flashback,
the flashback episode.
Yeah, because he's docile and he's weakened and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think at some point,
it's a whole different guy. That's
who gets that guy dies that day.
Who gets his skull all popped open?
No, he didn't die. The guy from the 60s,
dude. The dude from the 60s is not the same guy as Black.
Yes, it is.
They said we went through several iterations of him, and I mean, if it's the same guy, I mean,
it's the same guy. That's why he reached for the helmet, like.
But it's not the same guy.
I'm telling you, it's the same guy.
We see the guy who plays the character now. We've seen pictures of him. He's an actor. He just hasn't taken his helmet off. Why would they cast a different actor? That's the thing I find weird. Actor who's playing him in the 60s, and there's a different guy who's playing him now for like 20.
Well, you're saying you're saying it's not. I understand it's not the same guy, but character-wise, it's the same guy.
The same
Black Noir, from the 60s. It's the same Black Noir as now.
As in what? He's aged?
Or does not age really like that, and his face legit is just burnt to shit. That's why he wears a mask. He has a crazy peanut allergy, like Wild, like
But I just don't understand why you would have a different actor play the role.
Bro, technicalities. I don't know.
Technicalities.
That doesn't make sense.
Brian.
Yeah,
we've had one War Machine. And then they changed to another War Machine.
Yeah, but what you're describing
and of the Warriors 3,
but Jaws,
we had one Warriors 3, and then he changed to Chuck in the next movie.
Jaws, what you're describing is people dealing with finances and payments. What I'm talking about is Black Noir, the actor who plays Black Noir on the show for the last 2 seasons, is the same actor that's been there. Why would you not use him before he's burnt? Why would you cast a different actor?
Because y'all never saw what he looked like over time. He could have gotten bigger, smaller, trained more because he's more angry. Like
he might not fit in the suit with all those prosthetics.
He might not even be that good of an actor. He might be one of those big silent types that does action stuff.
I don't know.
Be straight up a stunt guy.
Doug Jones, right? Doug Jones does a lot of
Doug Jones is an actor though.
Doug Jones, I feel like this Black Noir is going to be like, listen, I've been in your shadow for a bit. I'm actually kind of just as strong as you, and you've been bossing me around way too much, and I don't like it.
Well, that's it. I want them to do that storyline. I want that storyline to come into play. I hope
that
so.
will make more sense if Homeboy is pandering to the angry whites that are now like Homelander, and here comes Black Noir like, no, we can't be having curb stomping and whatnot. Like, hold on.
Stormfront dies just as Homelander realizes, oh wait, she was right. Like that's literally what they're doing. She dies, and he's like, oh yeah, that's what I should have been doing this whole time. These alt-right white morons, incels that feel downtrodden and stepped on, they need a voice, and I'm the blonde, blue-eyed Superman and Ubermensch or whatever crap stupid name. And Stormwatch has been literally telling him that the entire time, and it's like, dude, why? I don't understand why it took you so long to realize this. Like, it's really creepy when Mother's Milk's her new boyfriend sees the speech
and he starts getting excited.
And he starts getting all excited and sitting on the edge of his seat. And you're like, sir, what in your life is so bad that you can't just why are you getting excited?
I would have liked her to be there. Like, I would have liked him to pan the camera on her just looking at him and just do like, stop it.
Well, she was behind him. That's the thing that bothers me. She was behind him, and they missed the opportunity for her to be next to him and for her to look over and smack the shit out of him. Like, why are you getting excited? You're not downtrodden. You have a nice house with a good kid.
You got this ass.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Out here acting like you need to be better.
Like you need something. Yeah.
Because everyone wants to feel
gonna get killed.
Everyone wants to feel like they're the underdog, regardless of facts, actual facts in their life.
A-Train's gonna die attempting to do something heroic or attempting to run away.
No. A-Train's gonna get killed by Black Noir. I feel like just snap his neck.
No,
you think?
Victoria?
They've already known.
Oh, his heart, like they've already
alluded
going
to explode. He's gonna be put in a situation where he needs to use his powers.
Oh, wow.
Either in a cowardice or heroic way, and he will die doing that.
You're giving him too much credit if you think he's gonna have a heroic moment
after. After what he did. Because like, let's say something's happening to his brother.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, we don't give a fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
Saving someone, regardless if you like them or not, Skinny. We can't all slight people here. I mean,
no, we can slight people if they're slighting their own people. Legit, we can slight him.
That's the thing.
They set him up for the. Oh, you're gonna be happy when he dies.
Yeah, they set up the Uncle Tom. They set up the Uncle Tom.
They tried to make him be like, oh wow, maybe, and oh man, like dude from Gossip Girl gonna beat you. Oh man, we with you. Hey Trey, we with you, nigga. Yeah. And then he does that, and you're like, nah, you're out. You're gone. Sorry,
also, I gotta say, the fact that Starlight is so stupid. Starlight,
how stupid is she?
Starlight decides to tell that her ex-boyfriend, super singer, pop star, Latin lover boy, whoever the fuck he is,
who doesn't actually have any powers that they show.
I know, right? Never.
I thought he was fast.
Yeah, not that fast.
Is he? I don't know. They literally don't show his powers. I have no clue.
Hey, you gonna get a super suit, but you're gonna die. That's your role, buddy.
Dude, honestly, the fact that she told him what was going on so early, I was just like, girl, shut the fuck up. You're literally telling him these things in the same building on the same set with Homelander, who once again can potentially hear everything you're saying. Why are you telling let me just turn this music on. You don't think Homelander can tell the difference between that pop and your stupid voice? You idiot.
There's that song again.
Hey, yeah, right.
That's weird. Whenever that girl's around,
that's peculiar.
That music plays. Skinny, I should listen in on that.
Skinny, 110% the most accurate fucking statement. There's that song again that plays every time Starlight walks into that room. I wonder what's happening.
I watch this show. They're literally putting myself in this situation, and the reason why I'm so quick with it is because I'm like, no, this is exactly what I wouldn't do. Like, all y'all are stupid.
Exactly.
All y'all are crazy. Exactly. If I have a crazy Superman in my world, boy, am I in Germany. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, what do you mean?
I'm not staying in. The second they start pitching the idea of like, oh, you're going to pretend to be his girlfriend. He's going to make out with you. Oh, the murdering psycho that I've seen do all sorts of horrible things. Yeah, let me kiss him on camera. Girl, what's wrong? Like, anyways. I mean,
no, not girl, what's wrong with you? Because he could literally like go to pretend like he's rubbing your lower back and pull out your spine. Like, man, he's not.
It's more a factor of why do you keep telling everybody everything so that he can find out? He's a murdering psycho. You know who was smart about it? Maeve. Maeve was on the DL.
I'm
sliding-
drunk. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. She's throwing out stories about herself. No one's paying attention to her. Oh, she's having an orgy over here. She's perfect. And then all of a sudden, Starlight walks in. Maeve's just like, okay, I guess you're in the know, so I'll let you know what's up. And in that moment, I'm wondering, man, does Maeve regret that? I'm sure Maeve regrets talking to this idiot child who's 2.5 years old mentally when it comes to some of this shit. But you know what? I'll give you this. Huey, equally stupid. Let's not pretend that Starlight's it. They're the Dumb and Dumber couple in real life as a couple.
You gotta break my arm so that she believes me. How about you just like throw yourself down some stairs and like just call it a day? Like, what's wrong with you?
You could have broken a toe. You could have broken a finger. You don't need to break an arm to knock
down my arm. Yeah,
which now doesn't matter because he took the V.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. No, but like
no, because now he's screwed.
How do you?
Yeah, for 24 hours he's gonna have the V in his system.
Yeah, but
but then when
that wears off, his hand just
re-breaks.
Interesting. You think?
I hope so.
The powers make it look like he healed himself.
Yeah.
So are you telling me that the powers go away? His arm just.
Oh, I can't.
I was thinking like Wolverine. If Wolverine didn't have any mutant powers,
but if he heals, but if he heals, right? Like if you heal and then all of a sudden you don't have the power, it would make sense that you would remain healed.
Yeah, he's healed. It's fine. We know he's healed.
Think about Wolverine though. He's in pain every
poisoning.
Time. Yeah, and he's in pain every time he busts out those claws because you think about it, those are deep. So like, regardless of him healing, he feels that coming through between his fingers, guys. Well, poor guy.
Well, I mean, by now his powers are strong enough that it's more like he feels it.
You still feel that shit.
But like compared to the first
listen, when you rip the skin off your cuticle, if you had to do that to activate your power, Dave, are you doing that?
Yeah, but if you did it every day, eventually you get that's what I'm saying. If you do it every day, you get numb to it. I can't imagine.
It's kind of like remember in Lawrence of Arabia where he takes out the match with his fingers and they ask him like, yo, how do you do that? And he's like, the trick is to not mind the pain.
Yeah.
Like you still feel the pain. You still get hurt, but you have to just numb yourself.
I think that's what movies from the 50s. What is that? Lawrence
of Arabia? It's a good movie, man. Lawrence of Arabia.
I know, but
it's a badass movie.
I'm with him.
You said it, and I was just like, I have seen Lawrence of Arabia, but I don't think most people have seen Lawrence of Arabia.
Go see that movie.
Yeah, go see it.
You could probably go to your library and rent it. You could probably rent it. You could probably stream it from your library.
So there's
no excuse. There's no excuse.
Dude, you don't have to go to the library anymore. They let you digitally download these
Exactly.
things.
That's what I mean. Stream it from your library. There's no excuse.
That is so funny.
Free.
Fuck that shit. Actually, Lawrence of Arabia is so old. It's probably online for free 99. You don't even have to. Like, I mean, like someone has it on YouTube. Well, after you watch this episode, just look up Lawrence of Arabia on YouTube. You will probably find it.
How do we get here from the boys?
Easy. How we do?
Putting out things and getting used to
pain, not minding the pain. People, pain.
Well, all I have to say, are you guys liking the show so far? You think it's gonna like?
I agree. Better than season 2 so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know what they're gonna do with Soldier Boy.
I'm looking forward to it. I think he's gonna do something interesting. Jensen Ackles is.
He came out careless as hell. He was just like, "Oh man, I got to fart." Like, okay, dude, thanks.
I'm excited. I'm wondering what backstory they're gonna give him with regards to how he got his powers.
He's Winter Soldier.
He's what?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well, I know they're gonna do Winter Soldier. Like you can tell because he's in Russia and locked up in a tank. That was like, oh, that was super obvious as soon as the helicopter took off and they're like, they took him, and I was like, okay, we got our Bucky story coming.
But I'm wondering if it's like, did he have a set of powers before and then they gave him that?
That's it. That's what I'm wondering. Like, where did they develop V from? Did V come from
him? Probably
from him. Like, is the story in this universe that the super soldier serum came from somebody who already seemed to have powers?
He probably had super strength or whatever, and then they made it through him, and then they pumped him with that special beam cannon that could take out Homelander because they know that he can handle it.
Yeah.
Or do you think they double dosed a permanent V on him? Or he's the original person that they took V from, so he never needed V, and then they gave him
That's
V.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think he's the original person that didn't need V.
And then they forced it on
developed it I think they
Proton
developed the
cannon.
beef from him. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying they developed it from him. I'm saying that the reason why he got that extra power is because then after they developed it, they then gave him that serum
While he was
Proton
under the
cannon.
Russians' control, or when he was.
when he's underneath the Russians' control.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I
mean,
think
we're gonna
that's what
find out.
because before it, I mean, with how he did that thing, it sounded again, it's perception there, but it didn't look like he knew what he was doing to a certain degree. It looked like he was just
like Havoc's chest power.
like I don't.
Nah, he's like Michael Korvac, where he has to release it, otherwise, like bad.
Yeah. Wild. I mean, hey man, everyone's
that.
copying Marvel.
Naming both Summers brothers in one
Right.
episode.
Mad people gonna die. That's
Bingo.
all I'm gonna say.
yeah. I think a lot of people are gonna die, and I think Homelander has to be dealt with at some point.
That's what I'm saying. How
Yeah, I
season
agree.
4 5? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Killed or neutered. That's one of the two things that have to happen to him.
I
Or
think
just
killed.
shot into space and just like left there for a minute so they can come back for a hard season 5 and then just chill.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
But then everybody
like
like
try and kill him though, because Butcher wants him dead. If
What-
Butcher gets the chance, Butcher's killing Homelander.
who's the casualties this season? Who are you like?
A-Train?
A-Train, okay.
A-Train,
A-Train.
100%.
The Deep,
Well, maybe
or is Deep too funny to go?
No,
Deep's next season. I think Deep's gonna make it to next season.
Okay, but I'm saying A-Train dies this season. Maeve dies.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah,
I don't want that to happen with me.
I don't want Maeve to die, but
Maeve
I
will
thought
get
it
her
was
back, but
Frenchie
they-
for the longest time, but they might be killing what's her name, the Asian
female
girl.
of the group.
Yeah.
You think?
Oh,
Hope not.
that's her name, right? The female.
Yeah.
What
That's
do
her
they
name in the
call
comic book. I don't remember
Yeah.
what her name is in there.
Kimiko.
it? Kamiko.
Yeah,
That's it.
Kimiko.
That's it.
Yeah, so they're gonna kill. She may not die because they need powerhouses.
Yeah.
Mother's Milk, because
Oh shit! You think Mother's Milk is gonna get?
you can't tell someone that you're the leader of the team and I'm the dickhead and then have him live. Stop it. He's dead.
Shit.
He's dead.
Facts.
Maeve's
but-
dead.
Hold on, see. You got to think like executives though. Prime's not gonna let you kill all the black people. You can't.
That's why
kill
they have
A-Train.
Black.
Yeah, but you don't see him.
Yeah.
You need a visible.
They literally showed you that. They're like, no, he's still black.
It,
And
Yeah,
it depends
no,
if they Walking Dead
They're
us.
not gonna do that because if Giancarlo gets got because
Yeah.
he's not in charge of Voight.
Yeah.
If A-Train's gone and Mother's Milk, who are the black people left on the show?
They're
not
gonna
killing off all the black people.
they're gonna Walking Dead us. They're gonna give you another one or two just so they can remove.
They would
There
have
can
to.
only be
what happened
one.
in Walking Dead.
You would have to
Walking Dead, for
introduce the
first four
character
seasons, only
right
one.
away because you have to have established black characters before you start killing black characters.
I love how we're talking about our
watch
demise
me.
like this.
Well, we're talking about the fact that this is how they do black people on TV. We know it's
That's
the
a
same way
whole case. That's a whole case study.
dude. It's the same way the LGBTQ community. Every time in the LGBTQ community a couple gets together, all the gays know that one of them is going to die because you can never have a gay couple on a TV show. They do not allow it. Every show,
shit.
Skinny.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Every,
it's true.
all my, it's true.
It's
all
true.
my LGBTQ friends always say
Like one of
every
them's dead.
time they're just like, as soon as a couple's together, they're like, oh, I wonder when they're going to kill one of them.
Remember the record breaking one for black people? Which movie?
In the first scene.
Oh no, where we
I don't
didn't
remember
die? Was it?
Well, no, where the guy does die. Record
TV show?
breaking.
Oh, hold
Movie.
on. No, Jurassic Park
Movie.
3, dog.
No, Jurassic Park 1. That was the opening.
Jurassic
Oh.
Park 3 was the opening. Man's got pulled out the truck that was in the tree. From
It was
the
in
new
Jurassic
T-Rex.
Park 1 where they had the raptor, we're bringing in the raptor, and then the guy gets pulled in and they're trying to shoot her! Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Right in the opening.
So we're saying Jurassic Park just likes killing.
That
black
poor
people.
man, he was just trying to make some
Jurassic Park-
money.
Jurassic Park doesn't know they want to get. They have Chris Pratt starring. You know he doesn't like black people.
Chris Pratt doesn't like. Wait, that's a hard point. Star Lord.
Jesus.
Star Lord don't like what?
All
Why do you
these scenes
think?
with
Why do you
Gamora.
think Zoe has to be in green makeup? He's like, I don't. wanna
Oh,
I'm
wow.
You're
Wow.
terrible. Stop it.
And I was the
Oh.
controversial one. God damn.
Star-Lord's the Captain Kirk of the Marvel universe. Just banging.
No,
If he could bang a blob, he would.
Yeah,
Pink blob, he would. He'd be totally doing that.
Oh, man. It's
but yeah,
Dick
all-
DeVito living this
Yeah.
season.
But yo, speaking of diverse storytelling,
Oh,
guys,
thank you.
are we gonna talk about Miss Marvel?
Yes.
My God, My God, I'm not Muslim, and I'm watching this show like I like the they are nailing every aspect
on point.
Like
on point.
I have to talk to my buddy because I know he like there's probably things that they're doing that I don't even realize they're doing. But I know that before Muslims pray, they have to do I always forget what it's called, but they wash their face, rinse their mouth, clean their ears, clean their feet. You clean your arms up to your elbows. They do that before they pray. And showing like the two girls rushing in to do that before they go pray was so real in the sense of like giving that much detail, because most TV shows are not going to show you two characters being late for something and on top of that the other task they have to do when they're late. They'll just show you they're late and them rushing in, and that's
I don't
it.
even think Little Mosque on the Prairie did that, if I remember
Right?
I don't think so, yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I thought that detail of like, hey, we're going to show you all the aspects of the culture and the religion, and we're gonna, and it doesn't feel wasted, because that's my thing with TV shows. I hate Utopia. The American version of the show Utopia was one of the worst shows I've ever seen. It was on Prime, and the reason I hated it so much is because they wasted so many scenes. Every scene in that show was wasted. They had people talking pure nonsense and bullshit in scenes. And
Not just nonsense and
bullshit.
And bullshit.
Because I'm just like, you're watching this.
Bullshit.
Like, you know, when you're watching a scene and the scene doesn't move anything along, it's just two people doing X for no reason.
Yes.
That's what a lot of Utopia was. Meanwhile, you have stuff like this in Miss Marvel where characters are rushing and it didn't feel wasted because it felt natural and organic. And I think that was important.
Boy, did Bruno get jealous quick.
Oh, God, yes. My
So
buddy
quick.
said last week, he's just like, yo, I think Bruno's into her. I was like, no, they're not doing that already.
Yep,
He was
they
right.
are. They got 6 episodes, my G. They're doing that already. Already ready.
I know.
Like training montage, all that. I like this. I like where they don't waste time, where it's like episode 3, let's see where the powers came. Nah, fuck all that.
No.
Like, we got the powers, now let's train them. Let's go. We're training now. I love that.
And it's great because it makes sense for the character, because she's such a fan of superheroes. She would want to try and figure it out immediately.
If I
She's
get
not going to
powers,
just wait
I'm
around.
on the roof same night.
Yeah,
So,
I ain't going to bed.
I guess we were right about our assumption that they're interpreting her powers this way because Mr. Fantastic is kind of coming, is kind of,
and they're leaning towards the Marvels all being like light-based powers. So Captain Marvel being like a battery, Kamala needing light around so that she can actually do her stuff, so that Marvel, when she goes Super Saiyan, she can just be like, all right, well, I'm biggin' and do whatever. And then Photon, we don't know the level of her projecting powers. It's going to
be frequencies,
but it's still frequency. So like it's still light, sound, frequency type.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. You know what? Saying that, I feel less annoyed about how they're displaying her powers. I'm still slightly annoyed, obviously, because I'm a nerdist purist. Not gatekeeping. I just think that the way they depicted her powers in the comic book was really cool, and I would have liked to have seen that. But I'm also down with this like extension through thing. Yeah, like Skinny's holding his Miss Marvel figure for those of you who are listening. But yeah, I like the extension that through the light. In this recent episode, obviously, we start to see the flaws in a kid having powers versus a hero.
Like, you know, all right. That kid might have broken his ankle, but you know.
What's the Skinny? What's the one rule when you save someone? You take them down and make sure they're secure before you do yourself.
True.
You don't save people and then leave them on the. How are you going to save this dude and leave him on the platform that you don't even know how to keep? You don't know how to keep them.
He's already stripping enough to climb up that thing. You think he can get down all right? Like, dumb kid.
He's an idiot. But the whole thing of like, oh, trust me, and then her getting distracted, and then him almost dying because of her distraction was just like,
I would have just been like, it would have been a lot worse, and just left. That's it. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna run and be all, oh,
it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I mean,
you're lucky you only broke your ankle, kid. Out. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like.
You could have broken your ankles from falling or from playing basketball.
This dude, though, that kid is so dumb. But yeah, I mean, you know, I thought when she jumped down and left him,
yeah,
and then is like does her superhero landing, like intentionally does a superhero landing and stands up, and I'm like, you needed to get that kid down first. I don't understand what you're doing. Like, also, we saw her when she was training making slides.
Yeah.
Remember when she jumps up the thing at one point and makes a slide out of the crystal?
She's under pressure, man. She's under pressure, man. The
so.
whole Muslim community is watching. You know how it is.
True.
But hey, she'll be all right because technically, this is still Nightlight. This ain't Ms. Marvel, so she can just be like, "Oh, I don't know who that was. That was they had my powers, but they're not me. I'm different. I did not. What kid broke an ankle? What are you talking about? Jeez.
Can we talk real quick? So you guys know people always say Doc's nitpicky. I have one nitpicky comment.
Okay.
When Homeboy's driving the car and picks her up after she falls off the other side of the truck, how did the agents not notice a car drive, stop, a door slam? Look, maybe they don't hear the door slam, but a car comes in behind the truck. She gets into the car drives off, and then they come around the truck as if they never saw the car, even though the car should be right up the block from them.
Nah, man, I love that. That was great.
Skinny, you have to admit,
you challenge that, but I literally saw a video earlier today where there's these cops trying to pull over this biker. Or sorry, this
a scooter.
He does
and he drives around. He drives around
another SUV, and then he drives around the SUV, and then the car's SUV couldn't.
Yeah, like a day ago, I would not be able to believe it, but today I can easily believe it with that video.
Did the cops see him and weren't able to turn around, or the cops didn't even notice where he went?
They were genuinely confused. Like in the video,
I think they couldn't turn around.
Do you think so? Because for a second, it looked like they were
because you saw they open up the door and you're like, shoot.
Yeah.
He's just like,
okay. See, so then, so in that situation, still different. Because I understand if the truck got blocked or if they got locked in and couldn't get to her, but a car pulls up next to their truck. She gets into the car and drives away, and all the agents that were standing around go around the truck and go, where'd she go? And it's like, there's literally a car speeding away. Y'all didn't notice that? Jaws hit me.
So it seems like that car has like some magical T-Rexness from what was it called? From Jurassic Park 1. So when they first show off the T-Rex, you hear the footsteps coming, boom, you see the water shaking. Then towards the end of the movie, oh man, the raptors got them all caught in the courtyard. They're all screwed. Magical T-Rex shows up. How did you not hear the T-Rex coming? Magical T-Rex. How did not hear him coming?
I'm surprised.
Coming. Sorry, her. I think.
So I'm surprised y'all ain't saying that how Cameron is actually her cousin.
Like,
oh, this is my cousin. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah,
that was great. Yo, I love that.
Your cousin.
Yo, no, but not even just that. The fact that the brother was so easily convinced that was a cousin. I'm Uncle Chaudhry's son through marriage. What? And you're just like, oh yeah, okay. Like, yo, how big is your family that you can't keep track? And then the next
be big, yo.
I know this man goes, oh, I remember you. We call you haram.com Karam. And I'm like, yo, this man is pretending he remembers giving this kid nicknames. Like, what are you talking
about? You haven't done that to just save your face? Listen, I told you about the story when I ran up on the movie theater and they're like, hey, you still playing football? I'm like, yeah. But like I segued more to music, but yeah, football. Yeah. Bro, you gotta do it sometimes.
One thing I found funny is that the parents seem to be so against her going to a Comic-Con essentially.
Yeah.
But yet have no problem with her befriending a homeless child at borderline. Well, because like the kid goes back. I'm sorry, this is my perception. I wanted to ask this. Her friend,
Bruno,
like he says that he doesn't have a good family life and whatnot. When he goes back to that garage or whatever, it seems to be his place.
Yeah,
Oh, I think he has family though. I don't think.
Okay, because like when I watched that, I was like,
but okay,
if you're cool with her, 6 episodes, this guy, he could clearly take care of her while at the con. Like that's not a big.
I understand what you're saying though, because I did have that question. I've even asked my buddy this because I was just like, the friendship with Bruno doesn't make sense, right? And my buddy was just like, no, like South Asian family, Bruno, like if they're
Wouldn't
if the
be
parents
included that much. Yeah.
yeah, if the parents are that strict, whether or not Bruno was tight with the family, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, you could just hang out with Bruno alone regularly.
Unless you've known Bruno since you were 4 years old and it's on some you and Daniel stuff.
Nope, he's telling me in the South Asian community that is not a thing. It would not. Right. You would not have a like because he was explaining to me that if they grew up together, as soon as they hit a certain age, which is probably puberty, as soon as they hit a certain age, they wouldn't allow them. They would not feel comfortable with them. I shouldn't say they wouldn't allow them. The parents would not feel comfortable with their daughter being alone with that boy. And they're definitely at that age where the parents would not feel comfortable with Bruno being alone with her all the time.
No, but mom sees how friend zone that nigga is. He
sees how much he's friend zoned, bro.
Friend zone that nigga is.
Yeah, come on. Mom's like, oh, it's just Bruno. Whatever.
He ain't getting none.
He ain't getting none.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bring her back whenever. Just let her underneath the door. Whatever.
That is wild.
It's true though.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's just funny. That's just so funny.
Just let her underneath the door.
She's how friend zone that nigga is. God damn. But yeah, Bruno. I mean, yeah, Bruno's jealousy was like a vibrant green. This motherfucker's like, they're talking about South Asian movies. You know you've never seen them. Well, I like that one. It's like, sit your ass back.
Again, Brian, sometimes you just got to lean in. You can't let him win. You just got to be like, yeah.
Bruno's so ridiculous.
I've seen Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You had it.
I've seen Blade Runner.
That was in your hand. That was in your house. Just to put it in the disc and watch it.
God. Yo, that kid Karam, I mean, yeah, that's your cousin. That's so messed up. I love that Kamala was just like, you know what, Nakia, I know that you want to get elected, but I gotta go ask the Illuminatis.
That was sick.
That was
I
great.
love that. And then the effect that they had, all the effects in the show, I'm just loving. But the Illuminatis,
shout out to the teams doing the effects on this show.
Shout out to the whole show running.
Yeah, facts. But
can I ask, does she actually have like an attention deficit or whatever?
ADD,
yeah. I wasn't sure which one they're trying to portray in the show. Does she have that in the comic books?
No, in the comic book, she's super smart. I think she just gets distracted. But that's I feel like
I feel that's the lane they're trying to go with her.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're depicting that as like a health, like an actual condition, or just she's a teenager who likes to daydream a lot. Because she like she'll sketch and stuff in class, but no one's ever complained about her grades so far.
Yeah,
and if she had bad grades, South Asian parents would talk about it on the show.
To be honest,
that's true.
Yeah, on her hard.
At this point, the show has never depicted her as having bad grades.
Or maybe that's the one mistake we don't know yet.
Maybe
I don't know. This show has done such a good job at depicting South Asian culture as I understand it, and this is my buddy's South Asian. I talk about this stuff with him all the time. Him and I always talk about the how black people have the cookout and brown people have the chai time. Like we always joke about how I would invite him to the cookout, he would invite me to chai time. So all that stuff, like all the cultural similarities and differences, are things that we talk about a lot. And I find that the show, based on the things that I know so far, have done a really, really good job of depicting that stuff. And I find it would be weird if all of a sudden you find out, oh, she has horrible grades, and that's just something they've been ignoring. It's like,
not trying to get into my creepy bag, but if Nakia is like above the age of like 25, she kind of dope.
Oh, she's cute. I mean, I don't.
That's why I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, because it's so close where you just don't know.
I'm not. I don't think I'm being creepy in saying that the actress depicting that character is cute. Whether or not
how old she is, and I'm 37.
Yeah, so whether or not the actor is over 18, I mean, that's a whole other thing. But I mean, she's cute. I'm not saying anything. But yeah, she's good. I mean, all those kids are well cast. I think one of my favorite things about the Iman, the actress, is this is her first role, and dude, this is her first role, and she brings that kind of like innocence to the character, and she's already the character is her. Like, I know they joke about that all the time, like, you could find the perfect actor, but the fact that she is actually that much of a Marvel nerd. I don't know if you guys have watched any of her interviews, but like, she is that much of a nerd. They had her name all the 28 movies that had come out to date. The only movies she forgot were Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel. Captain Marvel, which was funny because everyone laughed. It's like, it's the one movie you're going to be in the sequel for, and it's the one movie you forgot. She's like,
yeah, but
I
it's
know.
a tweener that came out before Endgame. Ain't nobody was really checking for that.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, but like they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I agree. Because they literally did that movie just so they could introduce her powers.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they're like, oh
totally.
but yeah.
So I feel like this kid, like, can you imagine? She was a teenager sitting in her room, being like, I'm obsessed with Iron Man and Tony Stark, and there's a comic book shop across the street from me where I live. And then one day she auditions for a fucking.
Oh, you're talking about the actress, not the character. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Iman, the actress. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
no,
that's
because
how I'm
isn't
gonna
that how
become
the
Night
character is
Thrasher.
in the comic too? The same
Did you
way.
ever think about
That's
it?
it. Yeah, she is like that in the comic book, and that's the crazy part. Like
But-
it's her. She's really just playing herself with cameras and getting to have superpowers.
But imagine it's like, hey, my first job, and I never had to work again.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
I do
Like,
imagine that. It would be
hopefully they're
glorious.
paying her well.
Like, this is what this is.
They can pay me
even-
Well, I
nothing
mean-
if I'm signed for 10 years. I'm good.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I hope
exactly.
she has a career in doing other stuff. You know, I don't want her
Yes,
to be
that's
like
no,
that,
no.
only
But all
known
I'm
for
saying
that
is
thing
like
and-
the need to care because you're going to be so financially set by the first thing you do.
provided that your parents don't mess up your shit
Right?
Facts.
like a bunch of other people.
Right?
Yeah, but I feel she lives in a world that there's enough
Okay.
history about that she would know.
Hey man, again, fingers crossed. I'm
Fingers
hoping
crossed.
the best for her. I'm hoping that she turns out to not be one of those.
Let's
child
hope you get a
actors that has
season
that-
2. Let's hope you
Yep.
get your own movie, and then you do this Marvel thing, ride your
Yep.
way to a Billy, and then dip out of Hollywood by 30.
Exactly.
So,
I was
Go-
actually
go
watching
for
a
it.
video on YouTube that was basically saying Zendaya's probably the only Disney kid that ain't messed up anything to try to get
Mhm.
out of that Disney thing.
Yeah.
Like what's her name? Miley Cyrus and all those
Yeah.
girls that like go crazy wild at some point.
because
They
they let
just-
Zendaya do drugs on TV. Like, she's
Yeah.
killing, bro.
No, but I'm saying her personal life has never gotten
No, I know,
so
yeah.
wild and
Yeah,
crazy.
it's not
She
messy.
didn't wind up on a married man on MTV and then he got into flame for it.
Yeah.
Because they allow her to expand, and like it's like what they're doing in these modern contracts where they'll have like a Ryan Reynolds and like Samuel L. Jackson. They'll be like, listen, we're gonna tie you down to these bullshit characters I'm sure you're tired of, but also here, get this Netflix check because of us. Go ahead. Make a movie with Gal Gadot and The
Yeah.
Rock. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, I see it.
They're
see it.
securing
Coming
that. They
out
don't
for
have
that.
to audition for those. It's just like, here, we got you this
The
role.
Russos are over at Netflix promoting The Gray Man, talking up the entire interview with them talking about, we're working with Chris Evans because we met him over at Disney, and just talking about Disney. It was so weird watching this interview where they're talking about working at Disney for like 10-15 minutes while they're making a movie over at Netflix. But it's the nature of
And Disney was great. So the interview's over. Oh yeah, go see my movie.
Yeah. Check the Russos though. We will all remember that interview. We like from years ago when they were like, "We'll come back for Secret Wars."
yeah.
Look at these guys, man.
Yeah.
Come on, go sit down for 10 years. We'll call you back.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that was their way of saying that's our break. When they get there, you'll see us again.
That's exactly what they were saying. It's just so crazy that they blatantly said that, and even one of them looked at the camera like, "Yeah," and they go, "Yeah, yeah." Like, come on, man. Angry.
But you know what? We're talking about Netflix. I feel like we should jump over to it. Jaws, Human Resources. It's a spin-off of Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, yeah.
Right. All right.
The show that is single-handedly teaching people about puberty because the school system won't do it. Ain't going to do it.
I'm doing it in a wild way, but still respectable enough that I'm like, you know what? If I didn't know this stuff, I feel like this would be a fair way to learn about it.
Yep. So basically, Human Resources spin off of that show, and it's dealing with all the other monsters that deal with humans, basically. So you got your hormone monsters, you got your shame wizards, you got your anxiety mosquitoes,
Yeah.
you got your ambition goblins,
They're so
your
funny.
logic. I forgot the
Logic rocks. Yeah.
Logic rocks.
Same animation style.
Same
Yeah.
animation style, same characters moving over, and then your love bugs. So basically, this show, it takes off. I guess it picks up after the last season of Big Mouth.
Yeah.
And so I think the last season of Big Mouth introduced the love bugs. So in this one, you're dealing with a love bug she's not really new to her job. She's just an assistant to the
lazy.
main one.
Yeah.
She's just lazy.
She's just lazy about her job. That's the
she
funny
just
part.
like she she is a love bug, but she just doesn't feel love. She doesn't really care.
Yeah.
She's more about herself and stuff like that. And then her boss, her immediate person that she's supposed to be taking notes for and all that, ends up getting fired. We don't know why. Like, just gets fired,
Yeah.
and then she has to take over for her boss's person that she's dealing with, her dossier, if you will.
Yeah.
So the person she's dealing with is a pregnant woman that's about to have a kid.
Yeah.
And
Voiced by Ali Wong.
And it feels like Ali Wong. They just literally took Ali Wong's.
They just drew
jokes
Ali
from
Wong.
her stuff. And popped it here.
Popped it in the show. Wow.
Yeah.
Someone was just like, "Hey, we already own the rights to this at Netflix. Just draw that. Let's put that on the screen." It's so good.
So this character is dealing with postpartum depression, dealing with like she's super ambitious, so she doesn't know if she can be a good mom.
I love the Ambition Goblins.
Yeah, the Ambition Goblins pretty hardcore.
That's a really cool concept and way to depict that aspect of personality. Like when the Ambition Goblins is like trying to figure out for the girl going to college.
Oh yeah.
That was good. Yeah. It's just like, yo, don't listen to love, listen to me. She's like smacking them. That was good.
So like these characters all share different humans as clients and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe a character from Big Mouth might show up again. Yeah. And stuff like that, and they kind of round out more other characters and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
I think I have maybe 2 more episodes to finish it up, and find out what the last bit is. I think, what's the name of the hormone monster? It's really old. Maurice.
Yeah.
The terrible one. He's always messed
so
up
funny.
and everything. So what's really weird is that like he starts getting a come up in a sense.
Yeah.
It's Gil?
Like, huh?
Is he like Gil from The Simpsons?
Yes. Like he kind of starts having this like shine, even though the entire time they're making fun of this dude.
Yeah, it's really weird. So it's like he makes somebody feel better, and you're like, oh, you're actually like a pretty nice person. And like another time, it's like, oh, actually the landlord of this place is Maurice, and he's like, generational wealth.
Yeah.
You're just like, wait, what? This is what?
Yeah. I like those little things that they do, like in the background. The background of this character that you think is an idiot is actually that he has all of this wealth. He's actually really good at his job, but you never see him be good at his job.
Yeah, and I would definitely recommend it. But it's raunch AF. It's extremely raunch.
Yes,
I had to stop like the other one.
Like, don't watch this with your kids. You might think it's a cartoon.
No.
Don't watch with your kids. Don't do it.
There's an orgy room for the hormone monsters.
So there's a whole episode where the hormone monsters are just banging everywhere, making a mess here, making a mess there, and they're like, they had to like figure out something for them, and what they did was just gave them a room.
An episode about making sure the hormone monsters stop fucking on people's desks in the middle of the lunchroom.
Jesus,
just leaving their mess everywhere, not cleaning it up.
And you know what we mean by
mess?
You
say mess, and then
yes.
We all
you don't mean toys on the floor. Oh,
no, not toys on the floor.
Well, there are toys on the floor, Skinny. They're just not the toys you're thinking of.
Nope. They came out of asses.
So what's even funnier is like, if you tell us to stop doing what we're doing, humans won't exist anywhere, and no one here would have a job.
Yeah,
like, that's a good point.
That was funny.
I didn't even realize Mona was played by Tandy Newton.
Yes,
didn't realize that this whole time.
Yeah.
That's where she went.
Tandy Newton.
That's where she disappeared too.
Was that Tandy? No.
She's in Westworld also.
I always get her and who plays Gamora confused.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Zoe Saldana.
Tandy Newton is British.
They look the exact same.
Tandy Newton's British. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Shout out to
Tandy was in the bad. It was in a really bad Bond movie.
No, you mean Mission Impossible 2.
Mission Impossible. Sorry. You see.
But it's funny because I think Tandy's no offense to Tandy, but I think Tandy's a little bit older.
She is a little bit older, but
again,
popped up at the same time.
Yeah, and
she's Tandy Newton in Avatar, and you're like, wait, y'all ain't the same.
No, yeah.
No, not the same.
But she's good in Westworld. If you guys haven't watched Westworld,
whatever, however that movie's called.
Westworld.
Columbia or something like that.
Colombiana.
Thank you. That's the one. That's not Tandy Newton.
We gotta get to it.
Wow.
Geek news and rumors. We got a whole bunch of headlines, but the first one and the craziest one, Joker Folie à Deux, for those of you who don't know how to pronounce that. As soon as I saw the title, I was just like, none of you Americans are going to know how to pronounce it.
Holy Dur.
Folie à
Dukes. A Dukes. Folie à Dukes.
But yeah, Folie à Deux announced as the title for the Todd Phillips film, the sequel to Joker.
They about to ruin this shit.
They're about to ruin it because, ladies and gentlemen, this film is going to be one, a musical,
Idiots,
and two,
officially. I thought you were just joking around about that.
Nope.
It's officially
or you were
gonna
guessing
be a
it.
musical. The musical aspect is confirmed. Lady Gaga has been tapped to potentially play Harley Quinn, but the musical aspect has been confirmed that is going to be a thing.
How do you possibly ruin something without it even being made yet?
So
they were like,
"Oh,
snap.
down one stairs," and you're like, "Oh yeah, Fred Astaire."
Here's what they were saying. They're like, "Oh wait, no, too many incels are feeling this shit. We need to, we need to switch it up."
My buddy was telling me that Martin Scorsese, after he did Taxi Driver, did a musical, and that Todd Phillips is copying him. That's the whole point. The whole point is because Taxi Driver, Joker is supposed to be similar to Taxi Driver, is what people are saying. Like there's a lot of nods to it. And then
isn't it also similar to King of Comedy? I think
yes,
that's another one too.
Yes, it's like there's like a lot of references to Scorsese's films in the movie. And then because he did a musical, people think that Todd Phillips thinks it's okay to do a musical as well.
Todd, you are not Martin. You need to chill, bro.
Oh man, that's a lot of crap.
Hey, Joker's a fun film. I just do not want to see a musical version.
I don't want to see a musical. Like what the hell is that?
So Todd Phillips did the Hangover movies, right?
Yeah, he did the Hangover movies.
Oh, you're done, boy.
That's right. That's I'm like, okay, sure.
I honestly, I don't.
Let's see what you got.
Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn would be a fucking train. Like all due respect, like sure she's an entertainer.
She's a good actress.
I don't find so. Not that good.
Here's what this.
Not
is.
Harley Quinn. Correction. Not Harley Quinn good.
Was Margot Harley Quinn good?
I never said that.
We've never had a good Harley Quinn.
Don't be an Amber Heard.
No,
don't change the facts. We're talking about the facts in this case.
Oh flip! He flipped Karen.
Swerve.
That's hilarious.
Swerve.
We've never had a good Harley Quinn.
See, like in a basketball reference, you know, Mans who gets that beautiful half-court shot and the buzzer, and you're like, oh! And then they come up to the free throw and they start shooting like Shaq in like '92.
yeah.
This is Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
This done, boy.
Agreed. I don't know why he's
for the free throw line.
It's more like the first one is like, you know, that fan that has to try and get the $1 million shot from like the other side of the court and they don't even look and they just launch it and they score. That's what the first one was. This one's just gonna be, I don't know.
This one's the kid who shoots like this.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Underhanded.
No form whatsoever.
Please, go away. Go away.
Lord of mercy.
Lot of mercy.
Sony Pictures taps Justin Lin to direct a One Punch Man live action film. I don't know that we need a One Punch Man live action film from Sony.
I don't think so, but sure. I mean, if Justin Lin wants to do it, let him do what he wants to do.
But isn't he? It's going to be an American movie. He's not doing a Japanese. Like I would understand if this was like a Japanese adaptation, and because they know what they're doing, and Americans don't, and that's my problem. I feel like Americans doing live action animes adaptations are never good.
I would hope they leave him alone and whatever he wants to do, they let him do it instead of just being like, no, you have to do it like this and this. Like they mess with him a little, like So that's what I'm hoping.
Fingers crossed, man. I hope you're right because I'm worried.
I have faith in him.
Oh, I have faith in him. I don't have faith in the studios. That's my problem.
Fox doesn't exist anymore, so I mean,
true. I just don't trust Sony right now, but. Continuing with Sony, Ghostbusters Firehouse, potentially the name for the Afterlife sequel. As you know, we know Afterlife ends with them being coming back to New York. Winston buys the firehouse back, and there's that post-credit scene type thing. So I guess that's what they were hinting at, and that's where we're going. Again,
I gave y'all the best movie. I'm just leaving
Right?
it alone.
Yeah.
As long
Yeah.
as it's not with the kids again, as long as you're not repeating. Sorry, maybe Paul Rudd's character if you want to do it because of the namesake, but like I don't want those. I don't want that family back. Like
There's
that,
a better chance of the kids coming than Paul Rudd, though.
I know, but
Paul Rudd
that's
was a
sad.
teacher in the middle of nowhere. Why would he move to New York and start working?
Yeah,
out of the
that'd be
firehouse?
really weird.
Like randomly, Paul Rudd's just like, you know what, guys, I'm quitting my job. Let's go to New York and find some ghosts. Versus the kids who are actually part of the family. That would make more sense.
But all
I
I'm
agree
saying
with
is
you.
like I don't want those kids. Like if you're gonna do that, like make it the cut. Like you know, like if you're gonna do it, there's the cut. The past is the past. Let's get some new Ghostbusters. Real adult. Professional Ghostbusters.
Two guys and a giant ape, you mean?
Yeah.
What about the Ghostbusters Extreme? We gotta have the dude in the wheelchair, guy, goth girl, and Hispanic dude.
Ah man,
Oh,
that guy in the
God.
wheelchair was such a hazard to them. Like, yo,
Yeah,
just leave me. Okay.
I mean, unless you have Charles Xavier's hover chair.
What are you doing out here?
The dude with the wheelchair carried around the trap.
The trap.
Yeah.
He had the trap on
He
his.
was
like,
the
he,
trap. They pushed
like
him.
the trap was so heavy they had to put it on the wheelchair guy because he's the only one got wheels, man.
Oh my God.
That's it. That's it.
Manny Montana is did I read that right? Manny Montana, who some of you might recognize from Good Girls on Netflix, which was an NBC series, I think, in the States, is joining Ironheart. Been tapped to play. I don't know who yet. Did they officially announce who he's going to be playing, or they just announced that he's in the cast?
Is that the scary dude?
In Good Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the dude who was like has a tattoo and keeps threatening them early on.
Oh, he gets with that Reddit? Yeah.
So he's a bad
Yeah,
guy.
you knew he was going to get with what's her name real early.
Of course
too.
he did. Of course
Like
he
the
did.
vibe
All
between
do
them,
that.
if you watch Good Girls, you're just like, this dude wants to lay the pipe. Like he's
Yeah,
like,
of course, because she ain't getting it from Shaggy. Stop it.
yeah. Poor
Is he the
Lillard.
bad guy? He looks like he would be a.
He was
bad
the
guy.
100% a bad guy.
No, I mean, like, do we know for Ironheart if he's the bad guy? Because he looks like he'd be the bad guy.
Oh, I'm not sure. But in addition to Williams, Montana joins Anthony Ramos, whose casting in the project was previously revealed by Deadline recently. So so that's two Hispanic actors and the star, who's going to be Riri Williams. So I guess they're going to be doing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for New York if they're going to be doing it set in New York, which I think is where Riri is from, right?
I don't.
Or
Well, I mean, everybody in Marvel's from New York, so I mean,
true. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians
but
of
she
the
goes
Galaxy.
to MIT though. Mm-mm.
She's supposed to go to MIT, and at one point she gets in trouble because she's stealing stuff from MIT to build her first suit. So that's why I'm wondering if she's actually in Boston. But I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 adds Superstore star Nico Santos. If you guys watch Superstore,
Which one is he in
was-
there?
The strong Filipino.
yeah, the Filipino dude who ends up
Yeah.
marrying what's her name's brother.
Yeah.
Love him though. He's such
was
a
funny.
great character. He's
Just
smart.
shade all over the place.
Oh my
Just
God.
shade
yeah.
everybody.
Him and the young girl.
the girl who
was
had the girl
who was
had the
pregnant.
kid.
Yeah, no. My partner's
were-
actually super excited for this because we just finished watching season 6.
Superstore?
We just caught up and watched.
I love
watched it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's
Super-
It popped. Yeah, that came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, that is one of the best sleeper sitcoms because I
Yeah.
feel like no one talked about it when it was on, but
Yeah.
it was solid the whole way through, and I really, really liked it. Batman Aztec, continuing with Latinos and Filipinos. Batman Aztec, HBO Max orders animated feature set in Mexico. Let's do this.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
at this
Down
point,
for it.
Batman is you can just do whatever you want with Batman. We already
They did Ninja Batman.
Yeah.
They did Lego Batman.
right. Do Batman.
Mexico Batman. Why not?
Yeah. I
Let's
want a
do it.
Caribbean Batman. Put Batman in Antigua and let's see what happens.
No, let's
Do
not.
we have enough like, tall buildings for that? I mean, you know, it's
No,
pretty.
no, we
Nah, you
don't.
don't
We
need
don't.
tall
It's too sunny. It's too sunny for Batman. I
Wait a
see you,
minute.
Batman. Look at
You know
I
what?
see you.
You know what?
Hey,
I'll
boy.
be great. Get Duke Thompson to come over with the signal outfit, the yellow, but then put some splashes of the blue and the red on it and make it the Antiguan flag. And just have Duke running around being the signal in Antigua. Avatar is getting two. Avatar is the animated series. The Avatar, the Last Airbender, is getting 2 more animated movies from the Voltron showrunner to direct the first of 3. So that's going to be crazy. They're going to be expanding over at Nickelodeon. And for those of you who keep wondering what's going on with the Netflix live action, fingers crossed they cancel it and let Nickelodeon get their property back. Give it back to Nickelodeon. Stop making this live action show at Netflix. It's going to be bad. We know they're going to fuck it up. And that's it, boys. The Boys season 4, as we said earlier, is coming, and they announced it. So that's it. That's all the news. That's everything, kids. Anything you guys want to tell people?
No, cool.
Yeah. I just want to say shout outs to Megaran when we got to go to that show.
Oh, we got him next week. So
that's next week.
To
cool.
confirm. We got
okay. Yeah.
Next week.
So yeah, shout outs to Megaran. Shout outs to Devin for inviting us to that show. Shout outs to that whole Recon crew. They were cool people. It was fun to chill with them. And sorry, Jaws, you were about to say something?
I was gonna say check out Transformer Slag podcast.
Don't
forget to check that out. What's up, Proto Man?
Yeah, shout out to Proto Man. Shout out to all y'all who commented.
Yeah.
We see a whole bunch of y'all. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, like we say all the time. You know, it's always fun to have you guys jump in with the comments and whatnot. So we'll see you guys next week. And like we said, we're gonna have a guest soon, real special. Oh, I'm so when Skinny's holding up his Blue Marvel action figure, which is the one that's supposed to come out in October.
Yep, it is.
How did you get it already?
I ordered this from the UK, B.
UK?
Yeah,
okay, I'm not willing to do that.
It works out to the exact same. It's bad. It's bad that our
shipping?
prices are that. Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
That's just disrespectful. Guys, that's the whole show. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you like the usual stuff that people say. And we out, man. That's the whole show. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.